Okay, welcome to Cut the Sith's Mandalorian recap show. Today we'll be breaking down Season 1, Episode 1, The Mandalorian. Each week we're going to break down an episode of The Mandalorian all through the end of Season 2. End of the season of Season 1 we'll be breaking down 2 episodes because we kind of started late. But, as charismatic as I am and as much as you guys love me, obviously I'm not doing this show on my own. So, Sierra, say hi to the people.
Oh.
Steve, say hi to the people.
Hey, everybody.
Ryan, are you there?
No, I'm not. I'm not. This is a recording, a hologram, if you will.
Alex.
Also, hi, people.
Ryan, I already moved on from you. Alex, you have a new person with you. May you introduce them?
Everybody, this is my girlfriend Paige. She's joining us for the Mandalorian show.
Hey, everybody. Wicked excited to be here.
And those who I don't think any of you guys actually know this besides Alex and Paige, but when we do our little Star Wars party on May 4th and we have the trivia contest, Paige is my assistant. So if you guys have any frustrations about that trivia contest and any of the hard questions, any of the physical challenges you don't like, it's all Paige's fault. I was
There's
nice
physical
guy.
challenges now?
Honestly, it should be Legends of the Hidden Temple format, just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Brian, you would
fun,
lose
though.
that.
I don't think so.
So I decided since it's the Mandalorian episode, we're not going to be the High Council because that's lame. No one likes the Jedi. For the Mandalorian recap show, we are the Death Watch.
Ooh.
Like it. All right.
Subscribe. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk Season 1, Episode 1, The Mandalorian. Who wants to start us off?
You want?
It should be Paige. It should be Paige.
Well, I really
It
liked
should
the
be Paige.
beginning, actually. I thought, like, the snowy scene was really desolate, and I just really liked it.
Bro, the second he walks in to that bar and that music starts playing, I'm just like, whew, we are in for an adventure.
Mhm.
Then also, by the way, same part about that when he walks right in. You can't blame a dude that you spilled your drink just because he walked in a door. Like, come on now. That's not his fault you spilled your drink because you got distracted by a guy walking in the door.
Are you sure he was probably drunk or something? He was like, hey, my Jay.
Being drunk is never an excuse, right, Steve?
It just seemed like
Right.
a bar fight, like a drunk person just like wanting to fight.
Oh, yeah.
I was a huge fan of his line right before the title where it's like, I can take you in warm or I can take you in cold.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
I think, was the moment that really did it for me where I was like, okay, we're in for something. Like,
That's
good for
honestly,
you.
it's the first line he says in the whole series. I think it's my
Yes.
favorite line from his in the whole series.
Yeah.
Because it really does. It sets up how just badass he is.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is it that the human was speaking in a completely alien dialect, but the alien was speaking in a completely normal dialect?
That is a good question.
Do you guys know his name, the blue fishy guy?
I called him Yondu Light.
Did they, like, when they were in Carbonite, right? Did they remind you of those, like, golden Pokemon cards from Burger King? That's the only thing I thought of.
I still have one.
A little bit, yeah.
For those, man.
That wasn't my first thought, but now that you're saying it, I can't
He had his
unsee
whole
it.
collection because he decided, be an efficient bounty hunter, not do one at a time, round them all up, and then trade them all at the same time, which is what you should do with your Pokemon cards.
Very fair. Very fair. I was going to say, I love I don't want to call it a trope, but it is a little bit of a trope, but it still worked. I think it works beautifully with the show. Has a very Western feel.
Yeah,
Even him just entering into the bar and it's just that shot and everybody just stops and looks and like, ooh, Mandalorian.
I mean, even that, like, the shootout at the end is, like, just straight Western.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Well, when he first walks into that bar, like, the first guy he kills, he cuts him in half with that door.
Yes.
So you're like, okay, things are getting serious already.
First off, by the way, what kind of can we have some safety precautions on that door? That door should not be slicing people in it. Like when I try to hold the elevator or someone, it doesn't just close on my foot like that. Stop.
I know.
We need some like
Need
sensors
some
here.
sensors.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
That building's not up to code.
yeah. Someone's gonna shut that down.
I think my favorite quote was when, like at the end, when he was with the stormtroopers. And it's like, we're 4 against 1. And he's like, I like those odds. I don't know. I just like, that was my favorite quote.
Can we also appreciate that the very portly speeder guy warned them of the ice, and then 10 seconds later he gets eaten?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. He looked.
I don't know why he warned him to stay off the ice when it's like, okay, we're very clearly getting into our ship and we're getting ready to leave. Like, thanks,
Mhm.
guy.
There's also nowhere else to
What
go.
was I saying?
There's only ice.
Thank you. That's what I was about to say. It was like, dude, it's all ice. I don't know. I'm sorry. That bad advice, and he got what was coming to him.
And then just like a ball of hungry hippos, he went down.
Also, the fact that he said whole entire planet really irritated me because I'm like, that's you're saying the same thing 2 ways. I don't know. I did like the staying on that scene, like the homage shot to the land speeder, like the land speeder going back to the Razor Crest, and how it's kind of like the shot from New Hope. I also really appreciated seeing a lot of the older alien designs from the movies because like the ones from the newer movies weren't really doing it for me. So it was good to see like some of the older creature designs on there.
Yeah.
I also like how they didn't go all CG for the aliens.
I agree.
No, that was a very big thing I liked about it. Is like I feel like even throughout the entire show, the effects are extremely practical.
Mhm.
Like was it Werner Herzog was the one that talked him into keeping Baby Yoda as a puppet?
Yes,
If that was CG, it would have been terrible.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys 1,000. I feel like that would have just destroyed the whole feel of the show, especially
It
like
wouldn't
it
have
being
been
at
as
the very
adorable.
end. Listen, okay, is he adorable? I'll be the guy in the show. Fine. Listen, is he adorable? Is he really all that trustworthy? I don't know. I'm
He's
not
already
convinced.
50 years old.
So I'm saying I'm not convinced.
You don't cuddle with 50-year-old green men?
No, I
No,
can't
no,
say
not particularly. No.
Thank you. Adorable.
Cute.
That's so cute.
I don't know. Maybe down the season, my feelings will change, but
What about? I can't. Sorry. Let me turn the volume up. I'm like losing you guys.
Now, if we really want to talk about characters that were cute, let's talk about my guy, IG-11, and what an adorable robot he is.
Oh.
He's the best.
Suicidal psychopath.
Yes.
I wrote something down about him. Like, he's just so set on self-destructing.
it don't laugh.
So I got a question about him. Was he hired by different people? Because his instructions were to kill it, and Din's was like, or Jin's, whatever the hell you pronounce his name, was first was keep it alive. Then it was like, well, if you have proof it's dead, we're just gonna pay you less. But IG-11 was like, no, my instructions are kill the thing.
Yeah, so my fiance and I were actually talking a little bit about that because, like, you know, why go through the trouble of having the Mandalorian bring it in alive? And if you're also going to hire people that, like, their objective is to terminate, I'm half wondering if it's someone else within the Imperial Security Bureau, like maybe even Gideon, who we haven't met yet. But, you know, if maybe Gideon has other plans. We don't even know what Gideon's plans for Baby Yoda are at this point. Like, all we know towards the end is just that, like, he's to be captured. But I don't know.
This is everyone here has seen the show before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the first
Sorry,
aired,
I shouldn't have just
no,
jumped right.
Steve, that's fine. Because I have another thing. So when it first aired, there were all these like theories going around. I watched all these YouTube videos. People went into like every still shot of the show and zoomed in on everything. Apparently, that little like scientist dude got the Camino patch on his sleeve.
Yes.
So the whole
Mhm.
theory is that they were trying to clone him. So this is my theory. Someone hired IG-11 to kill him so they couldn't clone it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
They was like, no, we can't have people making an army of Yodas. I'm sorry, an army of Yaddles. We shouldn't assume. Yeah, how come no one calls it Baby Yaddle?
Well, listen, let's be real. our dear Seattle never got the respect she deserved.
It's true.
But the now, from my sheer hatred of Yoda, I'm segueing away because there was a little. Sorry, I can't help myself. I thought it was an interesting fact, and I really wanted to make sure I brought it up because it's something that. I like the fact that they bring up in the show that there like more real world type ramifications of the show. That I liked about it is they bring up the issue of currency at one point when, especially right in the beginning when Mando's going to get paid at first.
Yeah, with Apollo Creed.
Yeah, at first he goes to pay him with Imperial credits, and Mando makes that comment that, you know, the Empire's fallen and all that, and then he pulls out currency from Mon Cala, and I don't know, I kind of liked that. It may seem like inconsequential, but for me it's like it shows the utter chaos of everything around them in the world at the moment. Like the Empire is fallen, everybody is, you know, I'm assuming there's no centralized banking system or anything like that. You know, it would be, to me it's like if all 50 states had 50 different currencies, you know, and whose currency compares to what. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of a cool little thing that they added in.
I think that's the best part is even if you didn't know beforehand, they establish right in that first episode, it takes place after the Empire has fallen.
Mm-hmm.
They get that right out of the way, so you're not guessing.
And even in the costume design for the stormtroopers as well, I feel like there's really subtle ways of showing just how far they've fallen, because they've gone from like having these massive sprawling bases to having like a storage shed in like a bad part of town.
Yeah.
And like the armor is hanging off of these guys, and they look
They're
so
dirty.
emaciated and
dirty.
thin and grimy looking. Yeah.
There's always one guy that acts as their leader.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like the whole, like, even going off of what you guys were just saying, like, that clearly, you know, the way they're portraying it is the Empire has now splintered, and it kind of seems like gangs, you know, like this is one specific mob boss for this one area who just happens to, you know, have been an ex-Imperial now and trying to use that to, you know, his little pretend weight.
I want to say this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Something
Yeah, I
like
think it
that,
is.
right? Yeah. Would the First Order have been created yet, or is it like you said, like is it kind of like an offshoot of the remnant of the Empire at that point?
That I am not sure, because I'm not positive when the First Order did get created. It probably says it at some point in one of those, like the first Aftermath book when it happened, but I have no idea when.
Alex, do you know? I know that you've read a lot of the books already, so I wasn't sure if maybe it was an Aftermath at that point.
See, that I'm not 1,000% sure of either. I was going to say I would make the same estimation that it at least has to be like half a decade through, because, you know, I would assume with any empire, it's not night and day. And even then, we all just know from the movies, the Battle of Jakku seemingly kind of happened a little further down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I googled it. It says founded after the Battle of Jakku in 5 ABY from the remnants of the Galactic Empire.
Okay, and
So
then
around this time.
yeah, and then Mandalorian takes place 9 ABY. I want to say, yeah. So,
cool. But I did like, I don't know, kind of made it more realistic, I guess, at the end of the day for me. It's like, I know it's Star Wars and everything. I know it takes place in a galaxy far, far away, but I feel like the show as a whole, it feels gritty.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really didn't like that guy who he was like making the exchange with, like the old white guy. He was like eerie, like
He
creepy.
was very creepy.
And he said this, I wrote this down, like, it's good to restore the natural order of things. Like, I don't trust you. And I don't like your agenda, I don't think.
I don't like the pace that he talks.
No.
He's like, and so you did, like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you want him to do? Like, give him the freaking chip. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
creepy.
Imperial had like a powerfully, honestly, he's kind of like one of those kids that ends up leaving college, but progressively just parties and parties. It's like the Imperial Party never really stopped for him.
I can't hear you guys.
I can hear them perfectly fine.
Can you repeat that? Just went blank. I'm so sorry.
You know, the Imperial, the Imperial guy. You know, the Imperial Party never really ended for him from the way it looks. But then again,
Steve,
I guess when you have Cash's
great
best
mug.
card.
Oh, thank you. I'll show it off again in case you guys didn't see it. If the
you had that in another episode. I already saw that. Right? I think.
It's true, but Paige hasn't seen it yet. So.
She claims to watch our videos.
I listen from afar, aka 5 feet away.
We appreciate your support.
What about Quill?
Sometimes your voices like lull me to like sleep. You know.
That's just rude.
Is that a good thing? Or?
It's comforting. You guys are chatting. It's nice.
Oh, okay.
Can we talk about the blurgs?
Yeah.
Those creatures. I love them. And they went right for his arms. Like, they latched on.
I feel like they were ugly, but kind of cute.
They were getting ready to Boba Fett him.
Oh, God. I know people are gaming downstairs. Now my internet's unstable.
Your video did freeze for a couple seconds.
God, I didn't know if it was my computer for a second.
I can't.
I wish we
I
got.
don't know what happened to my Zoom. I don't know. Like, it went away.
I know the episode's only like 9 minutes. I kind of wanted a longer montage of him learning how to ride the blurg.
Yeah,
I love a good montage. Because he kind of just like learns how to ride it within like 2 seconds. Like, no, we need like a montage to establish that, put some effort into this.
Listen, let's not spend unneeded time learning how to ride blurs.
It's a montage. It wouldn't have been unneeded time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see Never Back Down? There's a montage of.
First, I saw Never Back Down.
There's a montage of his little brother practicing tennis and his mom doing the laundry. That movie had so many unneeded montages in it.
I think a longer montage would have been great, especially after the speech he got about being a real Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that thing he said? Mythosaur or something?
The Mythosaur.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, just from their skeletons, they do look pretty badass, we'll be real. I mean, I don't think I've ever come across, like, other depictions of them.
What did they mention? That the males get eaten or something?
Very blurgs, yeah.
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 So it sucks to be a male one.
Imagine being so horny that you're just gonna get it off and then die.
I mean,
basically every insect ever.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, most insects.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, sometimes it just has to happen.
I don't know if the sacrifice is worth it, though.
It's definitely not.
So,
that's why God created masturbation.
Who is everyone's, bringing this back to Star Wars now, who is everyone's favorite character, or have they not shown up yet because it's only been the first episode?
Mine is Quill.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna exclude Mando from that, and I really loved the Armorer throughout like the whole series. I can't help it. There's something about her, and I also feel like she was part of Maul's Death Watch. I can't help it. She has the horns there.
I'm hoping she was part of Maul's Death Watch.
That would be insane. I didn't even think to make that connection.
Remind me who Quill is. Which one's Quill? The I Have Spoken guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. So cute.
Mm-hmm.
As Vizsla, baby. The whole Vizsla clan. They're just... Darksaber needs to be right where it belongs.
To be determined. But for me, it's IG-11. He reminds me of every video game with optional stealth objectives. He just runs right in, guns blazing, not even caring about stealth.
I fucking hate stealth. If I have the option to not use stealth, I'm gonna run in there like I'm John Wick and just start shooting things. He's robot John Wick.
Just flips on the aim bots and just starts shooting everything. Yeah, IG-11's my favorite too.
Yeah. I also like the actor who does his like voice. So
What did you guys think about the whole idea that I mean, I know in the first episode, do they bring up the fact that regardless, I like the whole fact of that we get like that little shot of the Mandalorian culture at the moment. You know, them essentially being reduced to never taking off their helmets. Especially, I love the shot of the kids running with the helmets on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone caught that right when they were walking in there. It was just, like, just to me, I was just like, like that. That's funny because those helmets looked way too big for their poor little heads. But just how far down they've actually fallen now as a culture and as a people.
Yeah, so I had a question about that. The never taking off their helmet thing. Is that like a rule that they actually have to stand by? And how long has that been in place? Because the Mandalorians in Clone Wars had their helmets off all the time.
The Mandalorian in Rebels had her helmet off pretty much all the time too.
Yeah, so it's like, is this just like a code that they, like, you know, some religions have, like, I'm technically Catholic. I haven't been to church in like 16 years. Is he just like one of those Mandalorians? Like he would go to church every Sunday.
They could be a lot more devout than other tribes or other groups of Mandalorians, perhaps. I don't know. From what I've heard, I haven't read all the Entertainment Weekly article on it yet, but it sounds like that might get addressed in the next season.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say it could always be the kind of what Steve was just saying is like this could be one specific. Maybe not one specific clan of just one family name, but, you know, this could be a refugee group after, you know, the Purge of Mandalore and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to stare at all you guys. So, everybody, you guys excited for next week?
Oh, yes.
I am. I'm very excited about this Mando rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, we're going to get into some good
Meet you
shit.
twice next week?
Yes, we are meeting twice.
Oh my god.
Because Tuesday's book club, and then Friday is episode 2 of season 1.
We may be doing ours from the car from New Hampshire.
We'll be in New Hampshire. We'll be in New Hampshire,
We may be doing ours either en route or from a different location.
but we'll be there.
You're going to have to use Paige's phone because your phone never works in New Hampshire.
True.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, but we have Wi-Fi, so we can bring the laptop.
Nice.
Yeah, so hopefully they address who that little green baby is in episode 2. Who
I
knows?
thought it was really cute when after he shot your favorite character, IG-11, he like kind of put his hand out and was like, "Come here, baby."
I wrote that down. They like put their fingers towards each other, and then actually the credit scene has like a cute little artwork of them doing the same
Actually
thing.
have-
too.
Oh,
Have
the
scene
credits
on.
are awesome.
Oh, see?
With like the art
I think
and the
it's
credits.
so funny. It was so slow. It was like slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
For all we know, IG-11 could have just tried to save the universe, but was denied that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm putting a vote in Discord after this meeting about what you guys want to do for the end of season 1. If you guys want to do 1 hour-long episode called the Mandalorian Power Hour that covers episode 7 and season 1, episode 8, or if you want to just cut them up, do episode 7, take a break, do episode 8, and then cut them into 2 videos. That vote's going to be in the Discord, so you guys are going to want to vote on that.
Do I have to vote even though I told you what my answer was?
Yeah, because I'm putting a poll.
I'm gonna vote too, even though I told you what my answer was.
You all told me what your answers are, but I want it to be anonymous democracy.
So maybe you can poll it then.
Well, that's the thing. I could just pick one, and then you guys wouldn't
Yeah,
even
just
know because
pick
you
for
all
me, I
told
don't
me your
care.
answers. But I don't want to pick. Why is everyone gonna?
Well, we'd know if we all said what we said.
I am not the Senate.
You're the chancellor.
Wait. Steve's not using the Sheev name this week. I was gonna point and say Steve's the Senate.
No, not this week. See,
That's
Because
right.
you weren't any business, so I was like, okay, we're not doing Jedi stuff.
Well, I
Um,
even said that we're the Death Watch. We're not the High Council.
So I felt justified in changing my on-screen name for once. Yeah.
Finally, I was ready. I was gonna be like, "He's," and then point at you on my screen. Anyone else? Anybody got anything else to say about episode 1, or anything they're excited about for episode 2, or any questions about the Mando recap rewatch thingamabobber?
I'm pretty pumped for the fight at the end of the second episode, honestly.
He just jumped right in. Yeah.
Listen, we don't have to get into any other details, but yeah, Steve can be excited. We've all watched it before, so it's fine.
Spoiler alert, there's a fight in the second episode.
Listen,
It's
people
not
don't
like a
listen to
fight in like
spoilers.
every episode.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's the only way to properly do a series like this.
We didn't actually dive in, into how suicidal IG-11 was during this gunfight.
He must have said like 4 times, "I'll go into self-destruct mode,"
It's like, bro,
and then Mando's just like,
Zero
"No,
chill.
don't self-destruct."
And he listened. That's the thing. I was like
He
surprised.
did.
He just.
He had the tactical nuke ready.
like, yeah.
That's
If I'm in a foxhole, I do not want to be next to IG-11 because that man is a quitter. No offense, Steve. Alex, your guy's favorite character, is a huge quitter.
At that point, yes, he is a bit of a quitter, but things change. So
Is he a quitter or is he
Well-
simply realist?
His logic circuit dictated that suicide was the best option.
I
he's
just
a
want to take
pragmatist.
the
Yeah.
official stand of Cut the Sith. Suicide is never the option.
Well, yes, of course.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think anyone disagrees
And
with
with that, does anyone have anything else to say before I end this?
Yeah,
Because I
the
was like, we
series-
only did, like 25, 35 minutes on the episodes.
Just one comment. The series
Sure.
could use more Trandoshans.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a given. Every Star Wars series could.
Goddamn Trandoshans. We'll get into that another time.
Okay. So, if that concludes today's episode, join us next week as we discuss Season 1, Episode 2, The Child. And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on twitter.com/cutthesith, instagram.com/cutthesith, join the Discord, link below. And I have spoken.